The automatic doors closed as the final passengers left a major international airport. The baggage claim hall was nearly silent. Cleaning crews moved to the terminal while security cameras monitored rows of empty baggage carousels. At 11:47 p.m., one carousel suddenly began moving. No flights were arriving. No baggage was assigned. No employee had activated the system. A cleaner immediately radioed operations. Control, baggage claim 7 just started moving. Claim 7 isn't scheduled. That's why I'm calling. System logs later showed no authorized baggage movement, maintenance testing, or operator command. Yet the carousel continued rotating for 6 minutes before stopping. Airport management initially assumed routine malfunction. Technicians inspected wiring, motors, sensors, and safety systems. Everything appeared normal. The following night, the carousel activated again. 3 days later, it happened once more. Each activation occurred at nearly the same time when the terminal was almost empty. Maintenance supervisor Daniel Mercer reviewed the reports. We see equipment failures all the time, but systems don't usually start themselves. Investigators examined control logs and discovered something unexpected. The activation commands appeared legitimate. The system believed it had received proper authorization. The command wasn't random, one engineer explained. It looked exactly like a normal start sequence. No employee admitted issuing commands. Access records showed no unauthorized logins. Security footage revealed nobody near the carousel during the activations. As the incidents continued, airport workers began sharing unusual memories. One baggage handler recalled finding an unattended suitcase near the carousel years earlier. Another remembered unexplained baggage routing delays linked to the same area. A retired supervisor vaguely remembered an internal investigation that seemed to disappear without explanation. Journalists became interested after learning the airport had launched a quiet internal review. Public record requests uncovered references to operational anomalies connected to Baggage Claim 7, but the documents contained few details. Then investigators discovered an archived maintenance reference nearly 8 years old. It mentioned the same carousel, the same control network, an incident that appeared far more serious than anyone realized. A joint team of airport security specialists, engineers, digital forensics analysts, operations managers, and journalists began reconstructing every unexplained activation. Millions of system records were analyzed. A pattern emerged. Every activation occurred during a specific operational window between 11:40 p.m. and midnight. Network reports revealed unusual communication pathways between older baggage control software and newer automation systems. Maintenance records showed repeated modifications involving Baggage Claim 7. Some changes were fully documented. Others were incomplete or missing altogether. Former employees began speaking anonymously. Several described concerns about undocumented system changes and pressure to resolve issues quickly without extensive investigation. Digital forensics teams determined that the carousel was not randomly activating. It was responding to a sequence of automated instructions traveling through multiple systems. Somewhere within the network, an unseen trigger was generating valid commands. Then investigators obtained a sealed maintenance report connected to a forgotten airport security incident. The report revealed that nearly a decade earlier, airport personnel had discovered unauthorized access to baggage control infrastructure. Audit records contained unexplained gaps. Operational logs were missing. Employee statements conflicted. The investigation ended without identifying who was responsible. Following the incident, engineers made several modifications to strengthen security. However, retired engineer Victor Lang later admitted that not every change was documented. There was pressure to fix vulnerabilities quickly. Were all changes recorded? No, not all of them. That revelation changed the investigation. Analysts discovered fragments of legacy programming still operating inside the network. The old code interacted unpredictably with newer software installed years later. Investigators developed 4 possible explanations. The first suggested a long-term software configuration error that triggered automated activations under specific conditions. The second proposed that undocumented modifications from the earlier security incident created hidden vulnerabilities that resurfaced years later. The The third theory considered the possibility that someone with insider knowledge exploited weaknesses within the baggage control network. The fourth and most troubling theory pointed to missing records that prevented investigators from fully understanding what happened. Years after the first activation, engineers implemented extensive software changes. The unexplained activation stopped, yet questions remained. In the final recorded incident, security footage showed the empty terminal, darkened flight boards, and a motionless carousel. Then, without visible intervention, the machine slowly began turning once again. Investigators believe they understood most of the mystery, but not all of it. The carousel remains in service today, operating normally among thousands of passengers who know nothing about the years-long investigation it inspired. As the documentary concludes, the narrator offers one final thought. Airports are built on systems designed to follow precise instructions. Yet one baggage carousel continued operating long after investigators thought they understood why. The screen fades to black, leaving a final question unanswered. Was a mystery truly solved, or did investigators simply find the explanation that best fit the evidence they had left?